All right, so Murtala Inusah.
Capitano.
Lily Muhammad,
Yeah.
aka Limo. When you go to Facebook, it's Lily Muhammad New.
Yes.
Where from the new?
Where from the
Because
new?
my old account was hacked, so I just
Anyway.
wanted.
Oh, okay.
And to get Lily Muhammad was going to be a challenge, so I had to add something.
there are people who are still
to
your name.
differentiate.
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
Muhammad New.
So
Anyway.
what's up? What's up?
Yes, yesterday, over 40 of the Superior Court judges, justices of the High Court, Court of Appeal, some Supreme Court judges also were at the forum. Insurance training, there was a training organized by the National Insurance Commission for judges. And the motive of it is to let the judges understand the new law, the new Insurance Act, the nitty-gritties, what goes into it, and all that. So yesterday at Moving Peak, it was an exciting moment, a very fruitful exercise for these judges that you see on your screen there. A lot of them after and most of them happens to be those new ones who were elevated recently from the circuit court to the high court. Of course, so that need, that relevance to let them understand what happened in relation to the NIC laws is very, very significant. In fact, this is not the first time they have done this. They've organized a similar exercise for some of the judges before, the same high court judges. And in fact, those high court judges now, virtually almost all of them are the Court of Appeal. So once they are new ones, it's always important to have that training for them. So as you can see, there's the number. About 40 of them were present yesterday for that particular training. And Justice Amadou Tanko, in fact, a justice of the Supreme Court, represented the Chief Justice at that particular forum. And he, in fact, opened the ceremony. And in fact, we all know what was happening yesterday, in Parliament. And so before he started to talk to the judges, it was like, look,
he had a bite at what was happening in Parliament.
Look at what is happening. This is insurance law we are coming to talk about. But make sure that you are focused. Don't be focused on happening elsewhere in the city. Because whatever happened there, they'll come back to us. Let's go and hear what Justice Amadou Tango had to say in relation to that.
To acknowledge me when I entered, I've written your names. Now, I'm delivering this address, which in the course of it may seem as an insurance lecture. On my personal behalf, as a Justice of the Supreme Court, a faculty member of the Judicial Training Institute, and also on behalf of the Honorable Lady Chief Justice. If you find it a little verbose, you pardon me. But I can assure you that the delivery may engage you, and you will not be concerned with happenings in other parts of the city. Whether they like it or not, they will come back to us.
Right. So
that is Justice
Amadou
Yusuf Tanko. Yes, a justice of the Supreme Court. In fact, he's a director of the Judicial Training Institute. So yesterday he represented the Chief Justice. He said, look, forget about what is happening elsewhere in the country.
all right.
Whatever they do,
they'll come before us.
That was one of the things that in a subsequent bulletin we'll give you the full story in relation to that.
All right. So the Democracy Hub people.
Yes.
What has been happening with them?
Yesterday, a set of 9. 7 of them were lucky. They have been left off the hook.
They've been what?
They've been left off the hook.
Is it acquitted and discharged?
No,
or
they have.
it is
The
what?
state have discontinued the
Discontinued.
charges.
Nolle prosequi.
No, more like.
Or it is what?
So it's
What
more
is
like.
it? You are the legalist. So explain the legalist.
Nolle prosequi is virtually the same thing.
Yeah.
You are discontinuing the trial without even giving reasons to that. Yes. But what it clear yesterday was that out of the 9, they say that
7 of them.
after investigations, they noticed that
The 7 of them are innocent.
have to go. They will not press charges.
They will not press charges
against them. So
because they are innocent.
So
And then
yesterday,
two
immediately
are still
after,
standing trial.
yes. So 2 of them are facing.
So
Because
it means it was true that there were people who say they were there not doing anything and they were just bundled and then taken. So
As
now
f-
they
as
so is
far
the
as
state
their
going to compensate them for
investigations and
the
For
remand
the-
and
for the
sentence
number of
that they
days
put
they-
them
yeah.
in there and all of that?
It
Is
is
the state
now
going to
their
remand them
decision
to sue the state?
yes, whether they decide to press
meaning I'll-
civil action against
You also
the
test the
state.
law?
Yeah.
If
Yes,
you
I'll
if you're
test
part.
the law. So I'm going
You notice in all of them, there was a certain guy who has always been talking about his towel. This is the one in the African print. Yesterday, he was so happy because one of those.
So did they give him his style?
That's if the child was found.
So yesterday,
But he's free.
Yes, yesterday after they were discharged, they decided to go to. You know, when you get to the Supreme Court, when you have the mitals of rule of law, when they take some pictures and now they are on their way.
They've been left.
So 7 of them
See how they're
out.
happy.
The chances are that there are more to come because
Okay.
tomorrow another set will come, and then on 26th another set will come. So as far as investigation, once prosecution gets that some of them are not connected, then they are free. So that's what happened in relation to that. So sometime in November 21st, they'll be back in court.
Okay.
But before we go, one of the lawyers have been speaking in relation to what happened yesterday. So let's listen.
Okay.
Decision of the state.
I mean, you should see how excited they were. I mean, these are people, innocent people who were put behind bars for a couple of days, and then finally the state has decided to drop charges against them. It should be a moment of joy for them and their family and their loved ones. Yes, there are some clients that the state has not dropped charges against them, and we will also continue with them and ensure that their liberty is also granted.
All right.
So that is one of the defense lawyers happy
Okay.
about the fact that
7
some
of
their
them
clients
have been let go,
have been
yeah.
let go
That's
and
good
all
news
that.
for them.
Yes,
That's good news for them.
absolutely. So all the noise, the hula balloons and all that, at least some of them were right to say that they didn't do anything. They were not
Yeah.
part
They were
of
not
what
part
happened.
of-
Yes.
All right. So
Then there's an attempted suicide issue where
Yes.
CJ
Yeah.
says, CJ informing the justices that, well, it is no more a crime.
Yes, you notice that before now, when you try to take
Your own life. Yeah,
you are charged.
yeah. Crime
It's an
against the
offense.
state, yeah.
for
And
trying
you
to
have-
kill myself.
Yes, to kill yourself because you
Trying to
didn't
take a life.
Yes,
You're
you
committing
didn't.
murder on yourself.
You are killing yourself, so you didn't create yourself, so you
No,
can't take
you
your
can't
life. So
take
when
your
you
life.
try that, it is an offense. I remember there were so many writs at the Supreme Court for the Supreme Court to make a pronouncement on it. Then Parliament came in and abolished that particular act. The Chief Justice, through the Judicial Secretary, has been informing the judges and magistrates, particularly Circuit Court and the District Court. And let me go through quickly what the circular, a memo that has been sent to these judges and magistrates on the 18th of October says that all Circuit Court judges and magistrates, decriminalization of attempted suicide in Ghana. I have been directed by the Honorable Lady Chief Justice to notify all Circuit Court judges and magistrates that attempted suicide has been decriminalized by the Criminal Offences Act, Criminal Offences Amendment Act, I must say, 2023 Act 1092. She has further directed me, that's the Judicial Secretary, and directed me, that's the CJ directing the Judicial Secretary, to inform you that with the amendment of Section 57 of the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29, and Section 95 of the Menial Health Act 2012, Act 846 by Act 1092, persons who attempt suicide are no longer liable for prosecution and or conviction. Circuit Court judges and magistrates are to take note for compliance. And this one was signed by Justice Sarah Pamela C.A. Quarantine, Justice of the Court of Appeal, and the Judicial Secretary. So that is one of the things that the judges, some of the judges, or particularly the Circuit Court judges and the magistrates, have been informed.
All right. So attempted suicide is
Yes,
no
it's
more
no
a
more an
crime.
offense.
It
So
doesn't
Will
mean
that,
you
will
should
that
go and
not
commit
open the
suicide, though.
floodgates?
That's the concern
No,
over there.
it doesn't mean you should go and commit suicide
Absolutely.
because
When
if
you
you
do
go
that-
and commit suicide and you get in the middle of the process, and then you realize that, hey, I don't want to die again. And at that time, it is
It's
too
all
late.
it's all
And then you
come
are dying.
Yeah,
And then you
that
die.
one there.
And then you get to Asamando, and you go and meet, there's some guy at Asamando, I don't know what his name is called, is it Amosine or Amochi or somebody? And he's holding his
Amachi
cane.
is Amachi.
And he's holding his
Amachi.
cane.
When you go
Yes.
there, you ask
Waiting
the
for you.
question.
Then he will tell you that,
What
Amachi
brought
make
you
you
here?
go.
he will tell you that, unim nyansa kra, oku mwa bahasi.
Yes, the day.
See,
You know.
your life is precious.
Yeah,
No matter the situation you are going through, suicide is
It's
not
not
an
the
option.
option,
Once
yeah.
there is life, there
There
is
is hope.
hope. It doesn't matter what you are going through. I know sometimes it's difficult and
Yeah,
you feel like you
sometimes
want
it
to
can
die.
be really overwhelming.
But it is not
really,
the
really
solution.
overwhelming. Yeah.
Suicide is not the solution. If you're a Christian, keep on praying. God will always come through. If you're a Muslim, keep on praying. If you don't believe in anything, believe that the universe will orchestrate things for you. And just put your mind to working hard. Suicide is not an option. If you have broken heart, don't go and kill yourself.
You are speaking passionately.
Praise the Lord.
You have an experience. The way you are
commit
speaking.
suicide because
Oh,
of
for
broken
that
hearts.
one, absolutely.
And
yes.
people actually kill
They
their
do a lot
fellow
of-
humans
because
because
of
they
those
broke
things,
their
yes,
hearts.
it is
Yeah.
true.
Broken heart shouldn't be the reason why you should
We
commit
are, we,
suicide.
are, we are making a lot of, but it is not something that people should take
Yeah,
lightly.
yeah,
It is
exactly.
a very big
Because
issue.
once a
yes.
life is lost, a lot of things
Yes,
are at
and in
stake,
fact,
yeah.
people who try that even create problems for their families. Yes, it
Yeah,
creates
so
a lot of
let's
problems.
not
Let's
do
look
that.
at
But anyway,
the things
what's
that are
coming
coming up
today?
in court.
Yeah.
Yes,
Second lady, former second lady
yes.
case.
Matilda, Emita, Yaba, Arthur. Remember that there was a gentleman who allegedly robbed her
the house,
together with some 4 others. The trial is expected to begin today. Yahuza Osmanu is expected in court to begin trial because prosecution have filed all necessary processes. All disclosures have been filed. Witness statement have been filed. Case management completion plan, case management conference, everything is done now. So now all set for the court to investigate circumstances leading to Yahuza Osmanu entering the home of the former second lady to attack, rob her, and some other, including some jewelries, some monies, and all that. So before Justice Lydia Osemafo, we'll know more today in relation to this very case.
Okay, okay. And then the issue involving the murder in Ashali.
Yes. Safina Mohammed, you know,
Yeah.
this is a jury trial. And since last year, when the court had fixed dates for the trial to commence, because of the absence of the jurors, they were on strike, or virtually for 2 months, for 3 months before the legal vacation. Now they are back. So today, this case is before Justice Lydia Osemafo again, and we will know more in relation to what happened and when exactly the trial will commence in relation to this. So these are some of the cases that we should expect coming out today.
Okay, counsel.
Thank you to the
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We'll catch you later on the flip side, Captain.
Yes.
So that's Murtala Inusah
Yes.
with court today.
And